The Louie Network is powered by MusicHead University. MusicHeads, classes in session. Turn me up. Enroll on YouTube now. Link is in the description.
Who else could it be but me, your man, Louie T? Welcome to the Command Post Live. You know what it is. Post up. Take command. I, of course, am your Commander-in-Chief, Louie T. Thank you for joining me. So, schedule has been released. We've talked about it already on this channel, but for those of you who might have still been at work or you might have been haven't had a chance to look at it, and I get it, that video that we talked about the Commander schedule on, because we cracked the code at about, shout out to the chat too, man. Shout out to the chat earlier today. We cracked the code around 3:20 or so, figured out all 17 games on the schedule, including the bye week for the Commanders. But ultimately, that video is extremely long, and I know some of you won't be able to, parse through all of that video to get to the parts where we were talking about the Commander's schedule in particular. So here's this video where we will have an opportunity to kind of discuss the schedule in its entirety. Bravo. Matter of fact, round of applause for the All right. Let's get to the Commander's schedule and discuss the schedule in its entirety. So this is the schedule. I think one thing that jumps out to me here that we didn't have access to when we talked about it earlier is that week 18 game. As you can see, it has the ability to be flexed. I kept saying Cowboys game. I feel like one of the Cowboys games have to be a prime timer. That game has the ability to be flexed to the Saturday before the season ending Sunday where everybody plays. Last year, they kept 2 games into that flexible window on Saturday. Remember, we got if you recall, in week 18, a win and you're in Panthers Bucks game, right? That they flexed over to that Saturday. And we also had another game. I want to say it was like Rams 49ers or something like that. Whatever the case may be, we're in that same window. We could be flexed into that Saturday spot if the NFL deems it pertinent enough. So that's something to look out for. But let's go through the schedule and I'll kind of give you my thoughts. And then I want to know how you guys feel about the schedule. So obviously the first thing that jumps out at you are the first 2 weeks of the season. Commanders on the road within the division. First time that they've been on the road for the first 2 weeks of the season since 2012. They've only been on the road to start the season the first 2 weeks 3 times in the team's in 43 years, basically. So it's not something that happens very often. We were racking our brains trying to figure out the last time we had done this. Shout out to the chat. The mob was all over it. They figured it out that it was 2012. I can't tell you the last time we played 2 divisional opponents on the road to start the season, though. That's got to be super unique. Tough places to play for the Commanders. It's going to be tough. Both 425 kicks. So you're probably looking at 2 America games of the week. So right out of the gates, we're going to be in the spotlight and got to try to find a way to take care of business on the road in some tough, hostile environments. Then you finally come home for the first time, and look who's waiting on you. None other than the Super Bowl defending champion Seattle Seahawks, who came to Northwest Stadium last year and stomped a mud hole in us. So there's a bit of a revenge factor there. Hopefully we're able to find a way to humble the Seahawks, bring them back crashing down to earth. And hopefully we've gained some momentum through the first 2 games and use that momentum to power us through that 3rd game. You go over to London to play the Indianapolis Colts in week 4. You come back and it's the Giants. So in the first 3 weeks of the season, you would have played all 3 teams in the division. This is a far cry from what we've seen from our schedules over the last 5 to 7 years, where a lot of our divisional games have been backloaded, right? So this is a very far cry from that, as you will play all 3 divisional opponents within the first 5 weeks, and then you'll be done with both the Giants and the Eagles by week 10, right? So 5 of your 6 division games would have been played already by week 10. So Giants home week number 5. Week 6, you get the 49ers Monday Night Football. That feels like the Brandon Ayuk revenge game. The NFL's not slick. They knew exactly what they were doing with that one, even down to the week that they set it at, right? If Brandon Ayuk isn't able to play early on in the season, and let's say he's on the PUP list, more likely than not, you're not returning from the PUP list till week 6. You can come back, I think, as early as week 4. But even the week 6, where they placed it at on the schedule, I think was intentional, right? They what the storyline is going to be for that game, especially if Brandon Ayuk ends up wearing the burgundy and gold. That's going to be a big one on the road, because we can sit here and joke about the 49ers and talk about the storylines, but they're still one of the best teams in the conference as well, right? They play in the best conference in the league right now, with the Rams, the Seahawks, obviously themselves. So that's going to be another big test for the Commanders early in the season. Then you hit the bye week, come off the bye, Sunday Night Football, home for the Philadelphia Eagles. That's a big one. You're done with the Eagles at this point after week 8. Week 9, Rams, crib, big one. Again, much like I just talked about with the 49ers, really good team, and another big test for this Commanders football team. We'll find out just how good the Commanders are in 2026. If they somehow make it through this schedule and are playoff eligible, I feel like you're a Super Bowl caliber team, because you would have been tested by some of the best that the league has to offer, assuming, of course, that these teams are as good as we think they're going to be. If you somehow navigate this schedule and come out with 10, 11 wins, anything over 11, and if you can somehow come out of this season with 12 wins like you did in 2024, then you are a Super Bowl contender for sure. With teams like Philadelphia twice, Dallas twice, Seattle, San Francisco, the Rams, Cincinnati, and that highly explosive offense, the Texans, and the best defense in football, assuming that they're healthy this year, Falcons, Jags, Vikings are no pushover. You come out of this season and you won 11, 12 games. You're battle tested and you're ready for the show, right? Giants, quick turnaround, Thursday Night Football in week 10. I hate it. I'll be honest with you. That's probably my least favorite game on the schedule. It's a setup, and I want to see how we navigate the setup. That's a trap that they set for us. Just like the Eagles walked into that trap last year and got smoked on a Thursday night quick turnaround to the Meadowlands, got smoked. They set another trap, this time for us. Giants, Thursday night quick turnaround. I hate it. I hate it with a passion. If Dan Quinn wants to beat the allegations, he wants all charges dropped, we better play well in week 10. If we don't, we are pushing Dan Quinn into the courtroom, and we are going to push him. We are going to prosecute him. That's the phrase I was looking for. To the full extent of the law. We are going to prosecute him to the full extent of the law. Every charge that has been filed, he will be brought up on in the court of law if we don't play well in week 10. I don't give a damn what the circumstances are. Week 11, Monday Night Football. Who doesn't love a sequel, right? The NFL, of course, loves a great sequel. Joe Burrow Jaden Daniels, last two LSU Heisman Trophy winners, doing battle yet again, second time in 3 years. That should be a lot of fun. Then it's another pivotal stretch of the season. Weeks 12 and 13 on the road, two opponents that we think are going to be among the worst in football this season. Again, Titans, jury's still out. Cardinals are absolutely going to be ass. They're going to stink. We need to win both of those games. And here's my declaration. We need to be at least over 500 when we get to weeks 12 and 13. We need to be over 500. If you're 6-4 or better by the time you get to week 12, you're in pretty good shape. This is a playoff team. Barring, some sort of unraveling of the season, you're a playoff team. You get there, you get to that point and you're 5-5, you still got a legitimate shot, but it's a tougher road that you have to then navigate because now you have a much smaller margin for error. You instead of being able to go 4-2 over the next 6 games, you're probably going to have to go 5-1, 6-0, right? You're going to have to really turn it up. It starts with finding a way to beat Arizona and Tennessee. And again, hopefully you've already started to get hot Thursday night football against the Giants, roll that momentum over into the Cincinnati game and continue it through Arizona and Tennessee. Hopefully you've already gotten hot by then. But whatever the case may be, got to have those two. Texans, week 14 at the crib. Again, litmus test, especially if the Texans defense is still buzzing. If they're still hunting like they were last year, that's as good a defense as we'll see all season long, right? Assuming they're healthy and they're still flying around like they have been the last 2 seasons. Atlanta Falcons, week 15. 6th straight year we've seen the Falcons. So, we'll see what happens in this game. They got us last year. It's time for us to get our lick back. Commanders take on the Minnesota Vikings, returning to the scene of the crime last year. So another thing that I want you guys to pay attention to on these games, both the Vikings and the Jaguar games, weeks 16 and 17, notice that the time on those games are TBD, meaning that these games are candidates to be flexed. You don't set a time because you don't know when these games are going to be played. These could very easily turn into a Sunday night or a Monday night or a Saturday game, right? As you get later into the season, Saturday becomes the thing. These could easily turn into Saturday games. So just keep an eye on that. If the Vikings and the Commanders are good, or if the Jags and the Commanders are good, you could see the time slot switch. This could easily turn into a Sunday night football game, right? So again, returning to the scene of the crime in week 16 against the Minnesota Vikings, we definitely got to get our lick back. That game last year was destructive. So many levels. Mentally, physically, we didn't have much left, right? Jaden coming back was the only beacon of light that we had left in what was otherwise a dark and grim season. They broke us last year. The Vikings broke us last season. They took whatever dignity, whatever pride, whatever reason to believe that there was still hope for Jaden to finish the season strong and to build some momentum. They took all of that shit last year in week 15. All of it. Every single ounce. If there was any hopium left, they took the vial, threw it on the ground, and stepped on it. Jaguars, week 17. We just need it, bro. I don't know how good they are. I really don't care. We need it. We have of all the teams that we've played in the NFL, all 31 other teams, we have the best win percentage versus the Jacksonville Jaguars in franchise history. I just need it, bro. Period. End of discussion. And then week 18, as I mentioned, Dallas, that could be for something, that could be for nothing. That could be for a playoff berth. It could be for it all. They have it set up where it could either be Saturday or Sunday. We'll see. This is a tough schedule. No ifs, no ands, no buts about it. It's a tough schedule. It's absolutely doable. We can beat every team on this schedule one game at a time. You know, we love to play this game now, but as we get closer to the season, I'm going to be preaching one at a time. Don't really care about what the stretch is here or there. Let's get this first one against Philadelphia. When we're done with that, let's get this next one against Dallas. Then when we're done with that, all right, let's get this get back against Seattle, right? One at a time. One chop at a time. All right. I'm going to say this one more time. This is not hyperbole. This is not me hyping us up, being excited because the schedule came out. This is me talking for real. This is how I really, truly feel. If you can navigate this schedule, and it is tough, if you can navigate this schedule and make it to the postseason, and I don't care in what capacity, division winner, number 1 overall seed, the last team to get in the postseason as the 7th seed, I don't give a shit. If you can navigate this schedule and get into the postseason, you, my friend, are a Super Bowl contender. And I mean that with every fiber of my being. You get into the show, you get a ticket to the dance with this schedule. And don't let us win 12 games, bro. Don't let us win 12 games. Do you understand how good you have to be to navigate this schedule and come out with 12 or more wins? You get to 11, I'm going to feel damn good about that. You get to 11 wins. I don't care if you're 10-7 and you just sneak in. It's still a tough schedule, and respect has to be given, and I think it makes us a highly dangerous team, right? A highly dangerous team. If we get in at 10-7, you get in at 11-6, you don't want to play us. We get in at 12-5 or better. That's a Super Bowl contending team. Anybody could get it at any time, anywhere. That's the type of schedule that this is to me. So I'm confident in this team's ability to navigate this schedule. What's going to be key is how they start the season off. You can't afford an extremely slow start. Got to find a way to, at worst, split these first 2 games. Because even if you don't beat Seattle at home, you can go to London and win, and you can come back from London and beat the Giants. And just like that, you're 3-2 over 500. And let's go ball. F it. Let's go ball. Right? You drop these first 2 games and all bets are off. Who knows what the hell is going to become of the season? To me, the key is getting the first one. You got to beat Philadelphia right out of the gates. Go get that first one. Sets the tone for everything else. What better way to send a message to the entire division than to go to the team that's won the division each of the last 2 seasons, go into their house, and come out victorious and let them know, hey, this ain't your shit no more, bro. Pack your shit up and go, 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 go. Pack your things and go, 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 go. Come into their house. Go into their fridge, into their pantry, and get some milk and cookies. Eat them in their face. Yum, yum, eat them up. Yum, yum, eat them up. Throw the wrapper on the floor. Leave the milk carton on the damn counter open. Just total disrespect for their house. No message will be heard or felt more so than that in week 1. And as I said earlier, We have to be the more desperate team in week 1 when we play Philadelphia. They have the safety net. They have the safety net of week 2 home for Tennessee. Home, away, doesn't matter. They can play that game on the moon. They got the safety net of Tennessee. We walk in week 1 without a circus net. I'm a nervous wreck. I deserve respect. Sick of working for this worthless check. Looking for somebody to reverse this debt. We got to find a way to beat the Eagles because we don't have a circus net below waiting for us in case we slip and fall in week 2. There is no Tennessee Titans waiting to pick us up like it was in 2024 when we lost to Tampa Bay, but the Giants were waiting for us on the other side in week 2 for us to kick 7 field goals and beat them and get our shit together. That opportunity doesn't exist. This feels a lot like last year. Biggest difference is week 1 isn't a beatable opponent at home, but week 2 damn sure was Green Bay waiting for us on the road, quick turnaround Thursday night football. You better beat the Giants in week 1 because that one on the road against Green Bay is going to be pretty damn tough to get. You need this one in week 1. That's going to be a big one. So we'll go through the schedule more and more because there's certain games that we're going to talk about where they're not optional, bro. You just got to win them shits. You got to win them. Like, it's certain games on the schedule. They're non-negotiables. That's what we're going to call those games. They're non-negotiables. We got to have them, bro. You don't get them, and now it's forcing you to have to beat a team. And I'm not saying that we don't need to beat some of these teams because we're going to have to beat a couple teams on this schedule that we're going to be, underdogs in these games. We're going to have to beat a couple of these teams. But you want more margin of error, not less, right? Winning the games you're supposed to, that's what the good teams in this league do. You saw the Seahawks video mocking the New England Patriots for having a quote-unquote easy path to the playoff. Guess what they did? The same shit we did in 2024. Beat the teams you supposed to beat, man. That's the easiest path to making it to the playoffs. Beat the teams you're supposed to. How do the rich stay rich in the NFL? By picking on the little sisters of the poor. It ain't like Kansas City and Green Bay and Baltimore and San Francisco and the Rams. It ain't like their schedule is littered up and down with playoff teams and 10, 12, 14 win teams up and down the schedule. No, it's some ass teams on those schedules too. And you got to make sure you win those games. So if you don't beat Cincinnati when you play them in week 14, we good though. We good. If you don't beat Buffalo in that massive showdown that Kansas City always has with them, we good. We'll be all right. We'll survive. Because we took care of the Raiders twice. Because we beat the Browns when we played them. Because we took care of the Tennessee Titans and the Jets when we played those teams. That's how you make it to the playoffs. There's some of those games on this schedule. We got to have them. They're non-negotiables. So, what do you guys think about the schedule? Just off first blush. Win-loss prediction. How many dubs you see here? How many wins you see here on this schedule? And we're assuming health. Nothing. Everything is status quo. Everything is the way that it's supposed to go. What's your early indications on wins? Set the number. Set the number. Set the odds. Set the odds on win total for the Commanders in 2026. Set the number. 8.5, 7.5. Set the number. All right, let's get to a word from our sponsor. Come back on the other side. And We will get to the comment section, and then I'm going to get us out of here because the King's going to ride, excuse me, here in the next 20 minutes. So I ain't going to talk your head off much longer than I already have. So let's get to a quick word from our sponsor, come back on the other side, and then we'll get to the comment section. America's #1 sports picks app is available for you to be able to enhance your sports watching experience. Play various different sports, whether it's the NBA playoffs right now, where you can choose different stats to put together lineups more or less on player statistics to create your lineup. You've got the MLB season in full swing. You've got the NHL playoffs. You name it, you can put together lineups on Prize Picks right now. Link is in the description of this video. If you're already not on Prize Picks, use the promo code HMA. That's HMA to give you an opportunity as a first-time user to play $5 and get $50 instantly in lineup bonuses. That's right. Play $5 and get $50 instantly in lineup bonuses. You use the promo code HMA. Available in states like California, Florida, and Texas. Prize Picks. It's the #1 sports pick app in America for a reason. Big shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring this stream. Let's get to the comment section, see what you guys have to say. McAllister, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB. My guy McAllister writes, yo, Lou, are they effing kidding me? Get this Duncan Penderhughes, JCPenney's top of the line shit out of here. This is JCPenney's top of the line, buddy. Hashtag HTTC. Yeah, no, that shit was terrible. Bill is, bless his heart, man. Bill is a terrible actor. It felt like he was reading like a script, and he was like, this is a crazy experiment. Oh, no. Look at it go. Like, it was. Yo, they got to, hey, seriously. Clearly, you don't have a budget. Why don't you just let us handle it, man? Let the Kings handle the schedule release. I swear to you, we can kill it. We'll murder the schedule release. We'll murder it. Give us a shot. Because I know we can do better than this shit. That's 2 years in a row. And we know our team is nasty at this in social media shit. They kill it. They just don't have a handle on what's dope as far as releasing the schedule is concerned. Let us handle it, man. I swear we'll take care of it. Mr. Ron B, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB. OG, triple OG. Mr. Ron B writes, sup, Lou? Sup, OG? Mr. Ron B, looking forward to being part of the crowd at San Francisco on Monday Night Football, predicting a JD5 showcase that game. Anytime he's in the state of California, I always feel like there's a chance he could go nuclear. He can go off. He can go off. I know Santa Clara ain't nowhere near where he grew up. Doesn't matter. If he's within shouting distance of home, feel like there's a chance he could go off. So you might be right. There could be a full-blown JD showcase on a Monday night, just like 2 years ago. And I'm going to be honest, some of his best games been played on Monday Night Football. I know the Bears game didn't go well, and there were 2 turnovers, very costly turnovers by Jaden in that game. Jaden also had 3 touchdown passes and looked to be in control of that ball game, even with the weather conditions being what they were. Remember, the rain was kind of on and off that night. Jaden was destroying that Bears defense. Remember, he was throwing the ball to Chris Moore, Luke McCaffrey, and Jalen Lane that night. There could be a major showcase coming Monday night, week 6 at San Francisco, in Santa Clara, against the San Francisco 49ers. When we get closer to that game, you know what it is. I'm gonna give you the details. I'm gonna brief you on what we need, and then I need you to go carry out the mission as we get closer to that game. Christopher McLaughlin, my guy, thank you for being a member for 41 months. Salute. Who writes, "Hey Lou, hope all is well with you and the fam. Likewise, as always. 2 questions. 1, besides injuries, what do you think are the 3 biggest intangibles to 10 to 12 wins? 2, what are reasonable expectations for this defense this season and why?" The biggest intangibles from a schedule standpoint, to me, 1, you got to take care of the division first and foremost. 5 of your first 9 games are against divisional opponents. If you can't take care of those right out of the gate, you're already behind the 8 ball. You go 4-1 against the division in those first 5 games. I mean, just think about what that does for your record outside of the division and inside the division and overall, right? Think about that. Over half of the games that you will play prior to week 10 are division games. Of your first 9 games, 5 of them are against division opponents. 2 against the Eagles, 2 against the Giants, 1 against the Cowboys. You go 4-1 in those 5 games, you've set yourself up for a tremendous start to the season. That means all you would have had to have done is beat the Colts or some other team in that stretch of games, those first 9 games. And you would already have half of the 10 to 12 wins that you're referring to. So to me, one of the intangibles is take care of the division. We can't get where we want to go without taking care of the division. It starts at home. Take care of the division first. Take care of home. Another intangible, I said this earlier, beat the teams you're supposed to beat. There are games on the schedule. And again, I'm probably talking out of the side of my neck here, both sides of my mouth, if you will, because on one hand, I'm like, hey, we probably look like food to Tennessee or Arizona or Indianapolis or anybody. We look like food. Well, none of those teams have Jaden Daniels. So as far as I'm concerned, we got 5. We should be able to take care of business against some of these lesser teams on the schedule. Win those games. Win those games. Home, away, doesn't matter. Abroad, in London, doesn't matter. Win those games. And then 3, the last intangible, I think, would be we have to get back to being an aggressive team. Last year, it felt like we were tentative. We were passive. We were trying not to lose instead of playing to win. I want to see us be aggressive again. I'm not advocating for us to go for it on 4th down every single time we get an opportunity or anything like that, because I think our defense is good enough that if we're in a situation where you feel like punting is the best thing and we down, Tressway, has a punt down inside the 10-yard line and they're starting at their own 4, I think we actually have a defense that can force the 3 and out and get us back to football with tremendous field position. But there's a time and a place for us to push the button to be aggressive. I feel like we need to be aggressive this year. We need to be aggressive. Reasonable expectations for this defense this season. I've just said finish top 20, right? I don't care if that's 19, 18th in the league. That's you've markedly improved this defense if you finish 18th in the league this year. So my biggest focus for the defense is takeaways. That's my biggest focus is takeaways. I'm not as concerned with like yardage given up, this, that, and like, yeah, that helps. And you don't want to give up a whole bunch of yards. And I'd love to have the number 8 pass defense and the number, 9 rush defense in the league. And that all comes together and you're the number 6, 7 or 8 defense in the league. I would love that. But truth be told, if we can somehow be top half of the league, 15th, 14th in takeaways, and Jaden, I know Jaden's going to take care of the ball. The others have to take care of the ball. But if we can keep the amount of giveaways down, which, you know, Jaden has anything to say about that, the giveaways will be very low and the takeaways are up, we're going to be a really dangerous team. Really dangerous team. All right, so I'm really focused. Can we just produce the football, please? TJ Ryder, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB. Shout out to TJ Ryder. Reedy Davis, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB. Reedy writes, LT, like the tough beginning of the schedule, we will answer the question, are we good? Hoping to go 4-2, lost to Seattle and the Niners. You called it. Before the schedule came out, you said, I would much rather have a tough start to the season so we can figure out if we're any good or not. You got your wish. You asked for this, Reedy Davis. Ask and you shall receive. Now let's see what the team does with it. I would have personally rather taken the Arizona Cardinals and the Tennessee Titans on the road in weeks 1 and 2 instead of Dallas and Philadelphia, or Philadelphia and Dallas, respectfully. But we're going to find out just what this team is made of right out of the gates. Right out of the gates. Josh Gates, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB. My guy, Josh Gates, writes, book me for 12-5. If we are who we say we are, then we shouldn't let no team on this schedule put fear in us. We're not scared of nobody. We're not scared of nobody. Let's run the gauntlet. Also, F the rivals. I'm with all of it. I want all the smoke. I'm with all of it. F it. Let's ball. The schedule is what it is. F it. Let's ball. Let's go to Philly in week 1. Do damage. Come out with the Dubsky. Let's go to Dallas in week 2. Show them what's up. Let's get some revenge. We out for revenge. Revenge. We out for revenge in week 3. And you know, like I know, revenge is a dish best served ice cold. And this team can be cold-blooded. I'm with it. I'm with the shits. Let's get it. Duncan Wright. Uh-oh. Duncan Wright. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, let's make a deal, Lou. Your music head does Patty Austin. I'll be a fan for 2 weeks during Super Friends. We got a deal. Love Patty Austin, not LaBelle, I'm assuming. I love Patty Austin too. Love Patty Austin as well. Baby, come to me. Yeah, we can. I can fit some Patty Austin in there. We can fit some Patty Austin in there, man. Shout out to Patty Austin. Look at Duncan not talking some bullshit tonight. Proud of you, man. Anyway, I digress. That is going to do it for me, your man Louie T, here on the command post. You know what it is. Post up. Take command. If you want some more conversation and schedule talk, you're in luck. Commanders Kings going to be on in the next 10 minutes talking Commanders schedule. Can't wait to hear how the fellas feel about this schedule. And I would love for you guys to chop it up with us. Looking forward to chopping it up with the fellas, talking about this schedule and seeing what their thoughts are on this upcoming season for the Commanders. That is going to do it for me, your man Louie T. Until next time, you guys have a good one. Take care, and hopefully I'll see you soon. We're going to be talking about this schedule a lot in the coming days. Looking forward to having some really intriguing discussions about this schedule. See you next time.